Hey guys, welcome back. So yesterday I posted a video showing when I believe they're going to take out Donald Trump. If you have not seen this video, even though the audio is a little tough, please go and watch this one because I really connect everything in this video, and I think it's definitely pointing to the 30th and 31st. Here's his, the gas can in this picture here. He's got like the smoking dollar bill. This is all over oil, but I believe that's the blood moon. And if you haven't seen it, please take a look. But today I want to do a deeper dive into Back to the Future. We've all talked about this on many occasions, but I dug a little deeper and I wanted to show you some stuff. I'm going to leave this calendar up here on the left, just because like the Julian conversion and day counts and things like that can get confusing. So I'm going to leave this here so I can point to exactly what I'm talking about in case people have questions. If they watch the video, they should be fine. Okay, let's go. So we'll start with this.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, they're going to see some serious shit.
Okay, so I want to talk about this remote control. So I've got some screenshots here, and let's look at this. So on the remote here, there's a 726 here. Then also here, there's a lot of information. I believe they're showing you the blood moon right here that we just had on 3-3. The word monitor in reverse is 40. Also, the information down here on the left side here, on top of one another, you see a 3 and a 3. And then next to the top 3, you see a 762 or 276, but we know what 726 means. And then next to the 3, there's just a random 8, and 26 for 2026 adds up to 8. So that could be what they're showing here. Again, they repeat it. There's your 726. This is the blood moon. I showed in several videos back how I believe that the 3 Purim blood moons in consecutive years collectively are the sign of Jonah. I think we can confirm that, or at least think it's very likely that it is if we see something happen to Donald Trump on the 30th or 31st. And then I think our time frames would be correct. So I wanted to show you those things here. We also have a 726 here. So it's all over this thing, almost like their rapture machine. So let's look at another picture. JCPenney, very obviously in the shot, is 124 in gematria, and it's 412 when you reverse that. And this is the exact moment when the DeLorean disappears. So the 12th is here, Palm Sunday. Like I said, I don't know if these are the dates. I'm just going to show you the connections. So just calm down if you feel offended by any of this stuff. I know a lot of people have been like, oh, you're not this and you're not that. I'm not trying to be anything. I'm just showing you what's being shown to us. So if you enjoy these type of videos and you see connections with other people, then that's fantastic. And if it's not for you, you can see your way out. God bless. In Back to the Future, Doc jumps up and down when the DeLorean disappears, and behind them you see what looks to be an 11. So I wondered if that was this date right here. That's here, the 101 date in I Pet Goat into the 12th at sunset. So he yells 88 miles per hour. That reduces to 114 or 411. So I wanted to show you that. Then we've got Doc's 3 scenes with the stopwatch in it. So these are in order. So the first one, it looks like the blood moon's here again on the stopwatch. And if you add the 118s together, you get 236. That unscrambles to 329 or 923. So that's 329 is Palm Sunday on the Gregorian calendar. But we're using the Julian, add 13 days. That brings us here to Palm Sunday on April 12th. Okay? Then here on these stopwatches, again, we see the blood moon eclipse. So I think they're pointing out the 3-3 Purim blood moon sign of Jonah that I was talking about, if that's what that was. And if you add these together, 1 and 19, you get 20 and 20. You get your 40 days there. So they show you that specifically in one scene. And then they show you this. When Einstein comes back, 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4, 12. Again, 411, 412. On 411, when it's sunset, it becomes the next day. So it all falls basically on this day going into this day. We'll continue. Here's Marty while he's filming. The whole time he's wearing this blood red vest, symbolizing the blood moon. JVC, pretty obvious. There's nothing else in the frame to look at. And the J is 10, the V is 5, the C is 3. For 153, we know what that number means. That also reminds me of the blood moon that's on the Economist cover, Say Goodbye to 15C, where we see the red apple on top of the Earth with an arrow through it. The Earth is at war during the blood moon. We're still in the blood moon until we get to April 1st. We'll continue. So again, I just wanted to point out that this makes an 11. It's pretty interesting. Here's another picture. We'll see here when he's in the town and he goes back. You can see the obvious 11 right in the frame. This looks like a blood moon eclipse in the background. So if we add 40 days to the 3-3 eclipse, it brings us to April 11th into the 12th. We'll continue. Something else that's interesting is this. So right now you're looking at this and you're like, well, what does that have to do with one another? So let me explain. Here we see the symbol for the 2 in iPet Go 2. It looks like this. This also is many things. This is a guillotine. Okay? It's also a double pi symbol. One on the top, and as above, so below. So what I found interesting there is this shows the pi symbol here, and it could possibly show a pi symbol that way. And in the snow here, we have an M. And M is the 13th letter of the alphabet, and that's a 4. Here in the back, on the snow again, you have an 11. I found it interesting that in iPet Goat, you have the 2 burning towers, or maybe it's a nuclear power plant. I don't know, but it makes an 11. And in the Back to the Future scene, you have a 9. So that's why I thought that they paired very well together, on top of this information that we see right here. So this is when the DeLorean escapes. So in the background, you see a pink moon. We don't have a pink moon until after April 1st. But if we're using the Julian calendar, we're adding 13 days, right? And that's taking us over to here. So I find this pretty interesting. And then day 101 is April 12th. This could be a 101 because zeros don't count. It could also be that. And then you've got this lamppost for 1, 0, and then 1, 1. So 102. Fire, destruction. So I think that's when America is going to be attacked. And I think if they use nukes or whatever they have, and they invade and bombs are popping off all over the place, I would hope that that would trigger the rapture. And I think that's what they show in these videos. But yeah, after Pi Day, there's 28 days, and that takes you to April 11th, 12th, and 28 is another 88, which is ironic in Back to the Future. What else do I got for you guys here? Oh, so this is pretty interesting too. Let's look at this. And then we're going to look at stellarium. So in stellarium on 411, we're going to go, well, this is Pisces, first of all, and that's going to play into something else. And then also in The Simpsons, you see Homer rising up, and Saturn is right to his side here. So I found that interesting, but that's not what I want to show you in this one. I want to show you something else. Oh, wait, is this not it? Is this... Sorry, guys. There it is. My bad. Okay, so 411. This is what I wanted to show you. In Capricorn. Here we go. The moon is in Capricorn. In I Pet Goat, this is Capricorn. On 411. This is 411. So the moon in Capricorn. So I wanted to show you all of those things, guys. And I do have some more for you. Maybe we'll go into it in this video. Let's do it. We'll go to iPet Go. Let's look at the skeleton really quick. I'll just talk through this. So the skeleton here, you can see the moon phase for the time frame that we're looking at. We can look at that here. Here we go. It just flipped the opposite way, but it's right there, the 12th. Okay, and then I want to show you this. Someone posted this information, one of the subscribers, so please read through this, but it's pretty interesting. But Palm Sunday is the 329th day of the year, 923. You wear purple or lavender. And then you can read through the rest of this. It's very interesting, so you should. And I'm going to click on this really quick. And here's a little more research. Purple is a primary color for Lent, representing penance, sacrifice, and royalty. It is used on Palm Sunday in many churches. So we'll get rid of that also. And then here you go. Here's skullduggery with the moon phase that we're looking at, an A for April, and then you've got a 2 in the negative space, and this looks like it could be a 6 in the negative space. But behind him, you see purple associated with Palm Sunday. And if I play this scene out, you're going to see the other explosions above him, and you'll see pink for the month of April. He's got a diamond ring on, and that's the birthstone or wedding ring for the month of April. The daisy for the flower of April. And in his teeth, you got a 1 and a 1, 1. So you've got a 1, 1, 1. Palm Sunday, 1, 1, 1. And what's he about to do? He's about to blow a party favor, but it's also a trumpet. Also, you can see the rib bones here in the background. He's standing in the carcass of a whale, as in Jonah. So we're going to play this out really quick. You can hear the trumpet when he blows it. And you can see all the different colors. These are like Easter colors, but you've also got pink for the pink moon. And then here on his face, you have a sideways A, and in the inside, a 1, 1 for April 11th. So we're going to move on. I'll go with one more thing. I wasn't planning on doing this all in one video, but why not? Let's do it. This scene right here. Okay, so when we see this figure come out of the classroom, let me move this over. Okay, we see the church behind them, but there's something else behind them that no one's ever pointed out, so I'm going to. We'll just stop it right here. I'm going to minimize this for a second and open this. And we'll do this one. Okay, let's look at this. So where the church is, there's this rock formation here. And I tried to change the color value a little bit, but you can clearly see a 7. Here, this one's even better. A 2. I tried to outline it here. And a 6 in the shadow for 726. And we know that that's what this means. So I'm going to get rid of that. Here it is one more time. So you guys can pause that and look at that if you want to. But no one's ever pointed that out before. But I have something else to show you too. Let's look at this. So this is when the church completely crumbles, leaving a pink and Easter color scheme going on in the background here. And this does say U, this is an S, and then back here you can see the A in the back. So we know this is talking about the United States. Over here you see a C and a 7. 7-3. And Raw Repent was talking about it being 73 Jubilees till, destruction, the tribulation. But anyway, this is the Freedom Tower. This is Wall Street in the background. That was probably St. Patrick's Cathedral in one of the layers of this video, which is in New York City. And this is a mega tsunami coming over, taking the buildings down. And in the clouds here, there's a lowercase, here's one line, and then it comes over this way and straight down like a lowercase n, and then a lowercase y that's really tight here and comes down this way. So you can see that that's New York, the Freedom Tower. And I'm going to show you here, when you flip this over, well, looking at it this way, you see 0, 1, 1, 1, right? 1, 1, 1. Palm Sunday. You see all the purple in the background? Palm Sunday. When you flip it over and look at this, you can see that the first part is actually a hidden 9. And 1, 1, and a 0 for 9/11. So, is this when America gets attacked? And, let me pull this up again, and we're going to play a little more. So you saw, like, when he comes out, the church is standing, he's wearing the crown, right? And I've said this in other videos, when the crown disappears, the church disappears. So, I wanted to point that out to you guys, that I think that in IPECO, that is telegraphing what would be a rapture. And one last thing, guys, I'm going to show you this too. One last thing other than this. On the chalkboard, I pointed this out also. This is a lowercase n and a y in the flames, and you got the number 13. The number 13, right here. 13 days after Gregorian Palm Sunday, on the Julian count, brings us over here to this Palm Sunday, going into day 103. 1-3. So is that when New York gets hit? And lastly, I've got these two things. Let's open that, and let's open that. So, I showed this yesterday in iPet Goat, where the very last moments of the blood moon, it'll be 3:31. So here in the clouds, a 3, and a 1. The very last moments of the Purim blood moon. When I think Donald Trump gets taken out, then these guys are going to go crazy, and probably with Russia and China, and attack America. And then also this movie here, The Final Countdown, has an 89 on the aircraft carrier. The 89th day of the year is the day after Palm Sunday. With the Julian conversion, it brings you here, right here. This would be the 88th day of the year, Julian conversion. Like, it's on the Gregorian, but the Julian conversion brings you here. So the next day would be here, the 89th day of the year. Is that when Iran attacks these aircraft carriers? And then one last thing in The Simpsons, if this is really it, this wasn't that hard at all. But when Homer changes the 19 here on his chalkboard or dry erase board, it's pretty simple. So 3 and 1 is 4. 5 and 5 is 10. 8 and 1 is 9. But when he changes it, then you got 3 and 1 is 4. And then 5 and 5 is 10. And 1 and 9 is 10. So 4 is for April, and 10 and 10 is 11. Is it that simple? We're going to find out soon, guys. Like I said, I don't know when anything is going to definitely happen. I can only show you via predictive programming and watching the world events transpire that we're very close to some serious like Doc said. So, stay prayed up. Pray for your friends and family, and get ready. God bless.